Good morning. Welcome to the Java Cafe, Java fam.
Excuse me. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Today is Moose Day. Well, Jimmy, what do you mean by Moose Day? It is that Tuesday after we have a Monday off, and you wake up and you're like, wow, Monday. No, wait, today's Tuesday, but technically it's Tuesday, January 21st, 2025. I think I'm good, but if you follow me on Twitter, if you're watching now, do me a favor. First, hit that retweet real quick. If you're watching on Facebook, I need to go say hello to the folks that are over on Instagram. Please, hit share and invite somebody in the Java Cafe. But if you follow me on Twitter, you may have seen a tweet today that was caused by the fact that as we do in this space, we advocate around health equity, information, awareness, and patient rights. And I have found myself in a situation to where I am advocating for a family member. I bring the energy on a macro level, but this is personal. And so, I think I'm okay, but I did tell my guest that, I just had a phone call within, 20 minutes of starting. And I told that person that, hey, I need to redirect my energy. So I think I'm okay, but I'm just naming that, in these present times, we need to pay attention not only to health equity, but there has and is a lot of conversation about the structure of what post-secondary education and just education will look like in this country. In the city, we have history of what's known as urban college. I don't remember if that was the first iteration as far as the name, but we have urban college that's been around since 1993. And, it used to be attached to ABCD. Shout out to the folks over there. But now it's its own entity, which gives them just a different type of empowerment to do different things as a separate college. And so without further ado, I would like to bring Dr. Yves Salomon-Fernández into the Java Cafe. Now, I will name that it's been a little while since we were working on trying to get her in here. But it happened, and here we are. Dr. Fernández.
It is so great to be with you. And I have to say, I'm glad it worked out the way it was supposed to be, because today is the day I want to be with you. I want to be in community with your listeners, and we just need to uplift each other and really reinsert ourselves, reinvigorate ourselves into the struggle. So I'm delighted to be here, and we will find our joy in community.
It is so important to talk about that. I find myself, feeling responsible. Some people, I watched some of the goings on of yesterday, and I feel a responsibility to at least be aware, of what's going on. And one of those things that we have to be aware of is the reformation, or if you will, of our education system. And so before we get into the work per se, I would like to allow you the opportunity to greet the audience, say hello. And, Dr. Fernández, we move in and I hope if it's you want Salomon-Fernández, you tell me. I'll say
I prefer Salomon-Fernández, but Fernandez is fine too.
No, I could tell the way you laughed that, you know our Black women.
Great intuition.
So Dr. Salomon-Fernández, if you could, we move in the mental health space. Today is Moose Day. It's not Mental Health Monday, but as a Black woman, someone that moves in education, after your greeting, if you could also just sort of describe how you're feeling in one word.
Ooh, one word. That's
one word.
Well, I'm Yves Salomon-Fernández. I'm the president of Urban College of Boston. I was born in Haiti, but grew up in Boston, mostly in the Fields Corner area. And then my parents bought a house and moved to Rosendale. So we've been in the Rosendale area for about 30 years. And Urban College of Boston serves students of pretty broad age range, from folks who just graduated high school to folks who may have taken some time after the pandemic, or for whatever reason took some time. So those students are a tiny bit older, more, so in their 19, 20, early 20s. And then we have adults who are trying to achieve the American dream, achieve what my parents did, buying a house, moving up in the world, get a good job, and build some wealth for themselves, for their families, and to also become engaged members of the community. So that's what Urban College is about. And as you said, Jimmy, we were founded by ABCD, and we're very proud of that, the vision that Robert Cord had and so many people who supported him in creating the college. In one word, gosh, I guess I would say in need of work. I guess that's not one word. But yeah, I think it depends on our identities. For me, being a woman of color, being a Black woman, being a mom, being someone for whom English is not the first language, and having all the different gender identities that we have in our families, I see the way I'm treated, the way my boy and my girl are treated, depending on what spaces they're in, and depending on whether or not they are gender diverse, depending on their sexual orientation. You get variation in that service. And some of us have to advocate more than others, which is unfortunate. So I think there's work to be done. And that is one of the things that I'm looking forward to chatting with you about, what we're hopeful that we can do together.
Let me, also name, you talk about your intersections of what makes you, the intersections of what makes you who you are.
Mm-hmm.
And it did not go beyond me to acknowledge the fact that you said that you were Haitian.
Yes.
And, it's a very interesting time now for a lot of our sisters and brothers across the diaspora.
Yes.
Including our Caribbean, Afro-Latino, populations as well. But, Dr. Salomon-Fernández, I wanted to, go into the space of the work, because one of the things that I've observed in this climate is there seems to be a interesting perspective when it comes to those who are educated and those who typically share values toward equity.
Mm-hmm.
And so the relevance of you being here today, talking about what urban first in itself is that we can go down that path if you would like. But let's talk about, your journey and what led you with all the intersections to which you referred. What led to you coming to Urban College? Like, with all due respect, who is Yves?
Oh, wow. That's a loaded question.
I'm known for that.
Yes, I'll give you the short version. So, in a lot of ways, my identity defines me and my community defines me. And I am a proud Haitian American because there are parts of me that are very Haitian. We eat a lot of Haitian food at my house. We eat a lot of Latin food at my house.
Because I have learned how to make epis.
Oh, yes. Oh, okay, Jimmy, okay.
Spaghetti.
Oh, Jimmy.
I'm not a fan of crema. I'm more coquito.
I have to agree with you. Even as a Haitian, I prefer coquito. Yes.
Okay. And what you call it? I just sac passe.
Yes. Naboule.
That's about it, Dr. Salomon-Fernández. But I just needed to acknowledge the influence of Haitian culture on me, because, matter of fact, I think today I might go in. I got my Scotch bonnet yesterday.
Yes.
Make the epis and then make some Haitian spaghetti. So,
well, I got to tell you, before I left, I'm in DC right now, as I said to you. Last night before I left, I made a big batch of epis for the kids, for my husband, before I left the house. Made sure everybody, yes. I could not leave the house without having done that. So, yes, I did it. And made sure everybody was good.
I'm sure as a part of you, a part of who you are being a mom is going to come up. So I'll go back. I just got excited, around the
No, I'm so glad you did. It is an honor for me because to have someone else who shares and appreciates the culture, shares in the culture and appreciates it so much that you go out of your way to learn how to make these. It's an honor. I so appreciate it. Thank you.
It was a journey. I'll say that because the first one I couldn't eat. The Scotch bonnet broke up.
Oh, yeah, I give you props. Well, you know what I did last night? I tasted it with my finger and forgetting that I had just caught all of these Scotch bonnet. Yes, my mouth was on fire. My son looked at me and he just started laughing.
Okay. So let's
yes,
refocus.
it's gonna go back. Yeah, but so like I was saying, the identities that really define me is one, growing up in Haiti and growing under dictatorship, right? Under the big dictatorship was Papa Doc and Baby Doc. I grew up under Baby Doc towards the tail end of his era. And then just seeing people fighting for democracy, people wanting to have a say, people wanting a good life, people wanting economic opportunity, wanting to work, and the values of education and hard work in Haitian culture are real. So that really formed my identity. So I believe in democracy. I believe in multi-party political systems. And then I came to Boston growing up in Fields Corner before Fields Corner was gentrified was a difficult experience. And I watched seeing the opportunities that we didn't have in Fields Corner, and then took the bus to Boston Latin School and seeing the opportunities that some of my peers, a lot of my peers, most of my peers, I would say, had. It was a world of difference. There was a disconnect. And I was also very lucky to have had teachers and friends who said, this is how you do it, or at least if they weren't explicit, they showed me this is who and what you could be. So the idea that education was and would continue to be a vehicle that allows me to be the citizen that I want to be in my communities, and also allowed me to move up the career ladder, to have a good life, and to be in a position where now I'm able to work alongside others in diverse communities to achieve that, to create pathways to socioeconomic mobility, to intergenerational wealth, to civic engagement. Because if you're worried about putting food on the table, you're working 2-3 jobs, it's very hard to be involved in your community. So that is who I am. Those are my values and the things that I'm passionate about. Equity, valuing people, seeing people for who they are. Those are real.
It has to be. I'm sorry. I did mention in the beginning, and it doesn't look like it's them. I mentioned that I was in a space of advocacy for my sister, and so I did leave my phone on, but it doesn't look like it's the hospital. So please excuse me. And I hope you understand that
health is wealth. So
where I'm going to behave, Dr. Salomon-Fernández. And so, I want to also ask when this opportunity was presented to you, or you sought it out, however it came to you, can you talk about the relevance of Urban College's mission and correlate your life experience, and what is the mission of Urban College?
Absolutely. So when the opportunity was first presented to me, and self-care, especially right now, is so important, I was not as excited about putting my hat in the ring, to be honest, because I was making time for my 2 kids who had just transitioned from tweens to teens. And I was enjoying not leading at the helm, having been a college president multiple times before, and I needed that time with them. They're gone. They're only with us for 18 years and then they're gone. So having had a busy professional life, I couldn't really give them the time, and I didn't want to step out of that opportunity because it was so hard to have come by. And so I didn't want that initially. But then, things transitioned, after the pandemic, when it came up again, I really thought about it. My mom is someone who took classes at Urban College of Boston, Urban College of Boston's mission, and ABCD's mission is one that resonates with me because I remember when we used to go to that ABCD office on Geneva Avenue to get heat support during the cold winters. So yes, right. So many of us, we know that intersection. We know that we could get support there, and it was something that we could rely on. And for me, I always saw ABCD and Urban College as places that give people a hand up and not a hand out. They want you to be self-sufficient, and they're looking at long term. So the mission of Urban College is really to do that, to help provide pathways that meet people with busy lifestyles, complex lifestyles, people for whom higher education has not been a legacy, people who've been historically marginalized. So to create these pathways, to meet them where they are, and to provide instruction, not just in English, but in Spanish, in Mandarin, and we also have some offerings in Portuguese, so that people can really see that we meet them where they are. And we do that with a high level of cultural consciousness, awareness, dexterity, because simple things like, you want to apply for a scholarship. That scholarship is $1,000. We're not going to ask you to write a 1,000-word essay because you got to work. You've got to do school, and you've got to juggle all of that. So why put additional burdens on you to do that? So we're very conscious of that. And we also don't want you to relive your trauma to justify that you need a little bit of funding. If you need it, if you say you need it, we trust that you need it. So a lot of us have had those experiences, and we know the things we didn't like going through higher ed, and we say we're not going to replicate those things. And we want people to feel seen and valued for who they are. And I think right now in this environment, it's even more difficult to do that.
Dr. Salomon-Fernández, I always say my guests are awesome, not just because of the information they bring, but when they set me up for a good segue. The status of things right now, why is equity in general, but you can speak to a few spaces. Mm-hmm. But specifically in what I started saying in the intro, education is on the radar of
yes.
now. And so why is equity so important? And how, I kind of heard it when you were talking about the processes and systems and structures that you try to alleviate for students that apply there. But tell us about education equity. And you can talk about, you were getting ready to, in this time right now. Let's talk about education equity and what Urban College does, in addition to what you already named, what Urban College does to promote equity in the education space.
Yes. So I got to tell you, yesterday was a hard day. And when I looked at the list of executive orders and the 78 specific ones that were targeted, we see things like advancing racial equity and support specifically for underserved communities, for Black communities, really spelled out, going against that for Native American communities, going against that. We see all kinds of protections for students to have an educational environment that does not discriminate against their sex, their gender identity, all of that eliminated yesterday. It makes you wonder why, right? Why do we do that? Why should someone who is different not have the same opportunity as the dominant class, as the dominant identities, as the dominant folks? So those kinds of things are very troubling to us. And at the same time, at Urban College, it heightens our consciousness around the need to create community where people feel seen, where they know that their differences is something that we value. They don't just exist. We bring that out. That is part of their and part of our identity. So Urban College, we are very committed to ensuring that. And I think across higher education, that as a sector, that we understand that people bring their full selves to work, to school, that should be acknowledged and that should be seen as a strength that they bring in. So I'm a big fan of being identity aware as opposed to identity blind.
It is, it's so interesting because I may show a clip, y'all, but I had the pleasure of gracing a pulpit last night. And we were talking about, this notion of colorblind. And I in the pure, I also said to the pure, all things are pure. In some of the context of it, I get it. But we need to be seen in the fullness, of who we are, in the fullness of who we are. And so I just wanted to acknowledge a couple of things. I will do there's some things I see in the comments you all that I will acknowledge when Dr. Salomon-Fernández exits. But one is a personal connection here. This is Auntie Java. This is my blood, my mother's sister's aunt.
Oh, that's great. So proud.
Provided an opportunity to me at 45 years to obtain my associate's AA, which has prepared me for CD. All right, Auntie, what's all these AAs? Associate's degree prepared me for my clinical CD. Auntie.
CDA, yep.
What's the CDA?
So the CDA, I'll explain it, is a license that allows people who are interested in early childhood settings to work. It says that you are equipped, you understand child development, you understand physical, motor, emotional development of children, and you can do that. And you can also get a director's license. So that allows you to move up the career ladder, which is also part of what we are. It's a child development credential that folks get. So
are you talking about this one here?
Yes. So yes, exactly. Thank you for zooming in. And I have to say, the thing that we understand about our urban college is that people, especially when you're low income, and I know this myself, I was working when I went to UMass Boston, and I couldn't take all the classes at the same time. I spread it out. I took summer classes. So we got to meet students where they are. And the idea that it's going to take you 4 years to get a credential, that could take forever. So we chunk it up. So you can get a certificate, you can get your CDA, and then you get your associate degree. And then you could transfer to one of our 4-year partner institutions, including UMass Boston, which is right there in the community, but so many other options for students. So I think education that meets students where they are, which is also why we have a huge online program that meets people where they are, because we know taking a bus, taking the train, driving downtown Boston and parking downtown Boston can be such an inconvenience and such a time sucker. And for me, as a parent, I know what it's like to be able to be home, to know when my kids are coming home, who they're hanging out with. And so studying online allows a parent, someone like your auntie, the opportunity to do that. And a young person also who may also be juggling school and work can say, you know what, at the end of the day, or at the beginning of the day, I open my laptop and I work, and I'm in community with other people who are doing the same thing. So that's really important.
I wanted to also just go through a little bit, there are the academic programs, there's the flexibility to which you referred, multilingual, which is, we see a house that's white in the area you're in right now no longer has access to, Spanish speakers no longer have access to the house in the city you're in. But staying focused. So there are associate degrees, early childhood education, general studies, human services, certificate programs, case management, clinical research coordination, early childhood education, general studies, human services. And then there are also professional studies and single courses as well.
And I will say, Jimmy,
yes,
we have a business degree that will also be coming online by the end of 2025, and perhaps even sooner than the end of 2025.
I'm out. Have you announced this anywhere yet?
Yes, not yet. So this is
this. Hold on.
Exclusive. Yes.
Let's set it up right, because we like announcements here. So, Dr. Salomon-Fernández, what's coming up for Urban College, please?
Well, you heard it here first. So your audience, Jimmy, is hearing that we are launching a brand new business program, associate degree in business. And with it will come certificates in marketing, business administration. And I will also use this opportunity to make a super, super exclusive announcement. You haven't heard it yet. We have just launched an executive in residence program, and our two first executives in residence are Dr. Aisha Miller. You know Aisha Miller, yes, and Dr. Priscilla Douglas. So this is huge, significant. We are announcing it this week. But how amazing it is to get two extraordinarily talented Black women who have moved up the career ladder with their PhDs. So coming from humble beginnings and moved all the way up to the summit of their careers, of their industries, to be able to learn with these people, to be able to get insights for them, because this is a fellowship. It's not a typical course. It's an executive in residence. So to be able to have access to their networks, to be able to have access to coaching and mentoring from them and getting insights from them is just going to be an extraordinary experience and an exclusive experience.
You said Dr. Aisha Miller, right?
That's right. Who used to be at the City of Boston, who led civic engagement. Yes.
Hold on for 1 second. I'm going to get in trouble for this. Hold on for 1 second.
I'm your accomplice.
Aisha.
Co-conspirator.
Hold on, Doctor. Aisha.
Yes.
So you're live. First of all, you can choke me and beat me up later. You're live. I'm on the show with Dr. Yves Salomon-Fernández. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm well. She just made the announcement. That's why I text you.
Oh.
Aisha, how are we doing what we're doing this morning? And then she drops this. Aisha, I love you. I can't believe that. So Dr. Salomon-Fernández, Aisha and I were texting this morning because she put up a picture and I called her missionary. And it's so interesting, that affirmation. So Aisha, we want to say congratulations to you. I haven't put the phone up to the mic, I don't think, since 2020. So I'm going a little bit old school, but I couldn't get you on the system the way I want. But Doc, I'm sorry, not Aisha, Dr. Miller. Congratulations.
Oh, come on. You knew me when I was AJ Furthest.
Hey, she put in the work to get that title. So we show you respect.
And we need to, AJ, Dr. Miller, I'll call you later.
Okay.
All right. I appreciate you.
Right.
And you can cuss me for calling you live.
That's fine, sir. That's fine. What you want me?
All right. I'll talk to you soon.
Take care.
All right.
Bye.
Dr. Solomon Fuller, we needed this.
Yes. That's why I said today it worked out well.
We needed this today. And so again, congratulations to Dr. Miller. And I'm sorry, that first of all, I got caught up in the superficial of making an announcement. But then when I realized who and what it was, my God.
Yes.
So congratulations.
So Dr. Miller, Dr. Douglas, and Dr. Douglas has coached people across industries, executives, seven-figure people. She has helped them be their best selves, identify their strengths, and coach them to the top of their industries. And it's just extraordinary. We're very lucky. And as a community, when we look at these two extraordinary Black women at a time when sometimes the country asks, can we be led by a Black woman, right? And to have people who say, we're going to not just use our platform to share with folks how to get there, but we're going to, in a very intimate way, bring you along. So to me, that is service at the highest level, that you're not just saying, here's my story, I am sharing with you, but to say, I'm committing to bringing you along and to teaching you in ways that you wouldn't have access to that. Because these two women, their consulting fees are very high, and yet they are giving back to their communities in such a significant way. And Urban College is just so grateful for that.
As you said, timing is everything. And yes. So this, appearance is, oh, wait a minute, hold on. Auntie Java said, and I finally obtained my director 1 and 2, one bite at a time, but I did it.
Hey, congratulations, Auntie. That's what I'm talking about. Yes.
To
meeting
Java.
people where they are.
Absolutely. Dr. Solomon-Fernández, thank you. Thank you on so many levels, and even the confirmation and sort of the ease you provided in our pre-convo in reference to my family member in that advocacy space. So I appreciate you, and looking forward, I'm sure that we'll be sure that Urban College, it's not health related, but in our partnership with ABCD, y'all don't forget it's cuffing season. And so, we're all in partnership here, but we'll make sure you have a table at our Joseph R. Betancourt Health Fair taking place sometime this spring, because health is wealth. Education is wealth. So Absolutely. All of it ties together. So thank you so much. Okay, I'm leaving here a little inspired today.
That's great. That's what we do for each other. We needed each other today.
I need to, I got a lot of certificates, and maybe I need to finish and get my own official degree. So Dr. Solomon, yeah, I know. And that's why I'm getting you off my screen before we, have that combo. But shout out to everybody. And I have to celebrate the good folks over at the Castle Group that handled the logistics, Sandy and the team, Julia, and others. Thank you all so much. And also
shout out to Alex
as well.
So all of them.
It's a team.
It's a team. Teamwork makes the dream work. Well, thank you so much for having me, Jimmy.
Absolutely. Thank you for being here. And folks, one of our staple pillar, Java family members said thoroughly, and she don't type in caps unless she's, she's intentional. So thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
We'll talk to you soon. Thank you.
Talk soon. Bye-bye.
Hope. I was going to say hope, folks. Yeah, so anyway, hope you enjoyed today's show. As Miss Teresa said, listen, I need to go in and do something. For those of you that are not familiar in the Java Cafe, there is what the heck? There is a sister who is a charter member. She's on the mother's board. This thing that she does here is a staple in the Java Cafe. Sharon Cornelius. We're going to do something very special today. I need you all. It's not Mental Health Monday. And this goes beyond just mental health. Today is the day, and Sharon has shared along with Lasagna as well. Lasagna, thank you for being present last night. I wish I had read your text appropriately, because I would have thanked you there in the audience. But Lasagna and her, and if y'all have not, I know I've talked to at least one of you about it. I'm not going to say which one. If you two have not connected, I need you to connect. We have two widows who are a part of our Java family. And so today is January 21st, and Sharon is sharing with us that today is the anniversary of the passing of her husband. And so we want to praying hands, love, flowers. It's the Java space, and this is her signal. If you want to put a cup, a flower, and a praying hand, let's love on Sharon virtually today, and spend a few moments there just loving on her. And so I appreciate those of you who were in the comments already corresponding with Sharon. But Sharon, we love you. Fishnets and all, Jesus. No, I'm messing. Because in times like this, we employ joy that gets us through situations like this. So Lasagna, especially Lasagna, I see you, and Miss Teresa and Charlotte, those of you that are sharing the love. Let's go over to Instagram and see if we're getting them active as well. Most of them dropped off a little bit. I don't know if I'm going to go to Twitter. So anyway, I want to also acknowledge what Pastor Marion said in reference to the inauguration and some of these executive orders. Times are interesting when CNN is on. When we're in a country that if you're born here, you're part of here, that's now at risk. There's this pending raid type, anxiety in the air. I'm naming it we're going to do our best to hold space for community. I probably will rebroadcast the episode the day after, the episode we curated the day after the election with Dr. Ronke Patterson. And I need to share with you all that she has a project going on. There is some compensation available, but we're going to put that information out soon because it's looking to get community input on the forming of mental health. And we need to make sure we get her as many people signed up to do this. Wow. She can still do it because it's in collaboration in spaces where the collaboration may become interesting. And I'll leave that there. And so I am, I am going to, I messed up and looked at the comments. I am going, I forgot where my head was. Sorry. So to Pastor Marion's point, I know what I was saying. I'm going to ensure that we balance this time. Dr. Ronke Peterson's episode will be showed. I was talking about forming how mental health spaces. There are 2 spaces that I'm actually curating this spring. So I'm going to get ready to go, everyone. And wrap up and get off of here. I appreciate all of you who showed our sister Sharon. Hopefully she was able to stay on because I know she works and stuff. Michelle D. Smith, don't get me started. I'm going to behave. Sandy. Hi, Sandy. And there goes my wife in that picture right there. And if you know, you know. As far as Miss Teresa, I saw your comment. That was about a 30-minute, y'all ain't slick. That was about a 30-minute presentation that I made yesterday. And so I'm not going to show it here today. I am in the process of getting the date scheduled. Anthony and I were going to go live during the inauguration yesterday, but one of us was, both of us rather, was not feeling it. Well, I started it. So maybe that's why I said one of us. I hit him. I said, bro, I don't have the energy to absorb what's going on and also hold space here. Yesterday, I just didn't have it because we didn't know what to expect. So, colonoscopy today from Ma, and also Lasagna. I saw. All right, for the sisters in here, y'all practicing health and getting your colonoscopies and whatnot. Shout out to y'all. Yeah, it taken. Well, anyway, yeah, screenings and rollbacks of a lot of the rates that the Biden admin. Anyway, I'm going to get ready to go. Anyway, I'm going to get ready to go. There's Sharon. She's getting ready. Sharon, we love you. Sharon Cornelius. We love you so much in this space. And so we'll be able to hug you face to face soon. Don't forget March 22nd, you all, the anniversary. We have something coming up in February as well. Ma said for Sharon Cornelius, she is probably there now. Nope, she's getting ready. So Vivi, Mother's Board, please add Belinda to the prayer list. I saw a post from Vanessa this morning, but Belinda also put up a post that said she's in bed. And so please keep Vanessa. Oh, Jesus Lord, Miss Teresa. Okay. So, all right, y'all, please pray for Miss Teresa as well. And Belinda, y'all take care of yourselves out here. I am going to get ready. I got back-to-backs today. Till about 2:00. Yeah. So, all right. We will see you all on tomorrow at 10 a.m. Getting back to the episode, I may play, I'm probably going to play the presentation from last night tomorrow. I'm just waiting on AJ and I to confirm the time where we're going to talk about the inauguration. So, and the other stuff that's going on. So, all right, folks, have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Peace, y'all.